Hey everyone, welcome to December's Band of the Month for SarniaRocks. My name is Michele Dionne, and I am the creator of SarniaRocks, and thrilled, absolutely thrilled, to be here with one of my favorite local duo bands, Fischer and Lovatt. Yay, awesome, Fischer
Hi.
and Lovatt. Great to see you today.
Great to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been. I've missed you guys.
Yeah, same.
Although I'm thrilled to see, I do see recordings of you guys from time to time.
Awesome.
So that is wonderful, right? So it's thrilling for me to connect with you guys and to be able to bring a little bit of the inside of Fischer and Lovatt to the community, because quite often we see these band names go by on calendars, but we truly don't know the people. So I thought today we just have a fun little interview and just talk about who you are, how you came to be, what kind of music inspires you. So let's start with that. If you could introduce yourselves and just tell us a little brief overview of your music style or the acoustic duo that you are.
Okay. First of all, thanks for inviting us. This is great. So we are an acoustic duo. John plays the cajon. Do you want to explain what the cajon is?
Yeah, it's originally was a Peruvian instrument from tribal dancing many years ago.
Ooh.
The Spanish picked it up and brought it to flamenco. It came into Europe.
Awesome.
And normally they're very, very thick wood and made for tribal and traditional flamenco dancing. The one that I use is designed by a guy called Daniel de las Reyes, who's the percussionist for the Zach Brown Band. And he designed one made by Gombop specifically for rock and roll and country music. It's a very special instrument by itself. It's the only one of a kind. It's the only cajon of this kind. I have three, just in case one breaks down.
Which has happened. It has happened. So yeah, he does the cajon and he also does harmonies. We've been working on a lot of harmonies. So his vocals have been getting a lot stronger over the last year or so. And then I play the guitar, and everybody knows what a guitar is. And I sing lead vocals as well. As for our style, we started off wanting to do like an East Coast Irish kind of.
Oh, okay.
And then we found that not everybody likes that kind of music, especially predominantly. So we kind of lean now more towards stuff that everybody knows, but not the stuff that everybody plays, which kind of makes us a little unique. You know,
right, exactly. So is it strictly covers, or is there any originals?
We do strictly covers. I wrote a song once when I came back from Ireland. It's an Irish song. I performed it a couple of times when I was with the Kitchen Party Band, but I haven't sung it in a really long time. So we just do covers. Perfect. Because we find people like to hear things that they know and they can sing along to.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you're doing the pubs, right? That's what they like, familiar.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and Sarnia is a real meat and potato town. We like.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, very good, very good. So how long have you been together for as a acoustic duo?
Would you like to answer that one?
3 years.
Yeah.
Feels like more than that. It's 3 years.
Yeah, we did our first gig together 3 years ago this coming January, but we actually first met at when Stevie D had what is called Bottoms Up. He had the acoustic song circles on Thursday. And I had been going for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden this Scottish man comes in and sits down on this box, and like I had seen people play the cajon before, but not the way he does it. Who is this man? And it just brought the whole session to life. And it got to the point where if he wasn't there, like it just sounded like it was missing something.
Right.
So then we kind of decided that we wanted to.
And that's what Alison's talent. I mean, when I come to Sarnia with my cajon, I was looking to really get involved in the music community. And I knew that I would really wanted to be involved with one person, although I've been given the opportunity, thankfully, to play with some wonderful people like Jeff Black, Bill Eldridge, these kind of people, top people. I needed to hang my rope to a star. And when I heard Alison's voice, I knew there was a tremendous potential there. She's come from being Irish to now to Southern blues and rock. I mean, she can really shout the stuff out now. She's really good. And I'm glad I did that. We're becoming very, very popular because of the style in her voice. It's just awesome.
Yeah, and it's the yin and the yang. It's the collective power of the two of you, right? It's energy. So that being said, 3 years and 2 of them were during COVID. How did you survive that?
Um, well, I guess we could say we almost
We
split up
almost
as a
did.
band because you kind of lose hope. You're like, well,
Yeah,
now what? You know, what are we practicing for?
yeah,
And
true.
then Kevin Churchill started the quarantine sessions.
Yes, fabulous.
It's huge now, has gained so much popularity.
Mhm.
So we did a song on there, and then we realized how much we missed it, and then we just started to rehearse again. And then when we came out of the lockdown, you know, last summer, we played at Nightlife. That was our first official gig, which is owned by Mike Service. And then we just kind of kept going and here we are.
Re-inspired. Excellent, very good. And I mean, a lot of bands, I'm sure, have found that dealing with COVID and getting through that disconnect and pulling it back, it's been challenging, right? And how do you do that, especially if you're trying to like practice digitally and virtually, right? Not the same, not the
No.
same at all.
Any
Exactly.
musician will tell you that no matter how hard you rehearse and how much you put into it and how often you do it, it's the first 5 gigs that put the band together.
Oh,
You have to work.
interesting.
It
Oh.
is. Ask any musician, that's a
Yeah.
fact, I believe. It's the first 5 gigs that pull it together. The excitement and the energy of the gig is
Yeah.
far more powerful than the rehearsal.
And either you gel or you don't, right?
Yeah.
And it was so nice when we came out of COVID too, because everybody was so excited to see live music.
Yes.
So you're performing in front of a crowd and everybody's excited and you can interact with the crowd. And John and I kind of have a little comedy edge to our
Oh, nice.
shows, I guess, and kind of get going with the crowd and tease each other and, you know,
Sure,
anything
nice
short
to
of
be
being
appreciated. Yeah,
What's
it's nice
that?
to be appreciated, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure. Yeah, because we take so much for granted. So when
Mhm.
you think about now that we're getting it back, it's a great time to appreciate, you know, having those freedoms, if you will, to be
Yeah.
able to do that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So do you both come from a music background, or like what bands inspired you when you were growing up?
Well, I've been in the music business for over 50 years.
Wow.
I mean, I started playing with knives on my mother's kitchen table at the age of 7. She spotted me right away. Her first husband was a drummer, so she knew what was going on.
Oh, that's
So she
awesome.
encouraged me. So I was playing in bands by the age of 15.
Wow.
And I mean, in those days when it was really early, it was the Monkees and the Beatles, but
Yep, yep.
very soon that changed dramatically. All of a sudden we had Led Zeppelin, Jethro Tull, Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, The Who, you name it. It was just a wonderful, wonderful age to grow up in. So those are my biggest influences in my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing. That's
For me,
amazing.
but yeah. How about you?
What about you?
I don't really have like a musical influence really. I always played music, like I played piano, started when I was about 6.
Mm,
And I wish I had stuck with it because now like I would love to learn it again.
right, right.
I played the trumpet for 4 years in high school and elementary school.
Fun.
I always wanted to learn how to play the guitar, but then it just kind of went on the wayside. And then I met my ex-husband in Toronto and he taught me the basic
Okay.
chords. And then I would just sit and practice and practice and practice and practice. And I didn't start playing music until I moved to Sarnia and I met up with the Kitchen Party band. They played at Jack Doyle's and then Doyle's closed and then we played at Two Amigos every Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
Irish music. So that was my first kind of
Nice.
experience. And I never ever envisioned my life to be the way it is now. Like just something you don't.
And the funny thing is, yeah, she can play a few instruments naturally, but I had a little electronic practice kit that I used to use.
Okay.
And for reasons that happened, I had to store it at Alison's house for a little while. And 2 weeks later, she was playing drums
Oh,
at Stevie D's
oh, geez.
with the band.
But the thing is, like, I can only play 3. I can only play the hi-hat, the bass, and the snare. I don't really know what to do with the other ones yet. The other drums in the kit. So
Well,
I would love to learn because I think
She's Stevie D says she's got it in the pocket, and I went, yeah, she does. She's a solid drummer. Amazing,
That's awesome.
talented girl.
Who knew? Hey, Allison, who knew 20 years
It's so
ago?
weird. It's so weird. I remember before I moved back to Sarnia, I came here. My sister and I went to Ups and Downs. This must have been about 10 years ago. And somebody was playing, I think it might have been Jen Brace was playing. It was a Sunday. And I looked at my sister and I said, I would love to be on that stage. And 10 years later, we're playing there every other Sunday.
Here you are.
And, it's so weird, you know, it's really proof that your dreams can come true, I guess, if you
That's right. That's right.
really
Yep. And when you follow your heart with faith, it'll
Yeah.
all line up for you.
100%.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. So looking back at your 3 years together, that you've been playing in local pubs and doing shows, and you do private parties as well, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, we've done a few private parties lately.
Yeah. So what would be your most memorable show?
I think I would speak on this because when Alison saw all the best performers in Sarnia doing the ISO show
Mm,
behind the glass and on the street,
yeah.
she said, I would really love to do that. That would be something special for me. And lo and behold, she got the gig. And
Oh,
we did a 1 hour show on the street, on Christina Street in front of the ISO building. And she was wearing a long dress, which is unusual for Alison. But, she looked very lovely. And yeah, I think the smile that was on her face that day tells me that I think that was probably her favorite. I don't know for me.
Yeah, no, I'd have to say that it's definitely ranks up there. The kind of gigs I like are the kinds where you look out into the audience and you see people singing what you're singing and dancing and clapping. And it's like, wow, this is really cool. You know, it makes you feel like a rock star.
yeah,
It's really
exactly.
neat.
And to know that you're putting that positive ripple into the world, if you will,
Yeah.
right? You know, like that connection and energy, so very powerful. That's awesome, because you're definitely making a difference for a lot of people. And I love the fact that you're a duo and that you do just acoustic sometimes, which is great. So moving forward, where can we find you and what do we expect to see from you moving on?
Okay, so you can find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Fischer Lovatt Duo, just put that in and it'll come up.
Perfect.
This next weekend we have today off, which is nice. We're gonna go watch our friends at Celtic Hillbillies play at Ups and Downs this afternoon, 2
Awesome.
to 5. But next weekend we're at Big Family, 5 to 8, Big Family
Okay.
Brewing Company. It's always a lot of fun playing there. Sunday we're back at Ups and Downs. We're at Collide, which is a new social workspace on Front Street. We're playing there. It's a private party on the 10th.
Okay.
For the Moose Lodge on the 11th.
Oh, good.
On the 17th, we're doing Two Water and Corunna. December is a bit of a quieter month just because you have Christmas right in the middle.
Yes.
And then on New Year's Eve, we're teaming up with our friends Dan Butts
Oh, yeah.
and Brett, Brett Zevenbergen.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing a show at Nightlife.
Oh,
We're
great.
calling ourselves Dazzle, DAZL. So Dan Butts, Alison Fisher, Brett Zevenbergen, and John Lovatt.
Nice, nice.
So we're doing a dinner show there that you'll see that advertised soon. Mike will be putting out an ad for that soon. So that'll be New Year's Eve.
Good.
And then we're booked up in January and almost February. So
Perfect. And people can message you through your Facebook page.
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Excellent.
private parties and yeah.
Yep. And I'll post all those on SarniaRocks for you as well, so people can find them there.
Yeah, I'll send you the list.
Yeah, perfect. Excellent. So thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be able to connect with you a little bit. Yes, John?
On your last question, people can expect to see
Oh, yes.
songs that they have probably never heard in the Sarnia area, because we don't do all the well-known songs. What we do is we look at popular songs from the past that people will recognize and remember and enjoy, from 1950 right through to 2020.
Fabulous.
The whole era.
Excellent.
We're getting a kick out of the 80s at the moment with bands like Duran Duran and Aha.
Yes.
Stuff that most duos don't play.
Genesis.
That's what they're going to see. Right back to the 50s all the way to 2020.
Oh, I'm excited to see that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very good. Well done, you two. I wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you.
And if I don't see you, have a wonderful holiday season.
You as well. Thanks again for inviting us.
Absolutely,
We-
Michelle.
All right,
Thank
you're
you.
very welcome. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks a lot, Michelle.
Thank you.